Hello, this is Miss Lindberg. I told you I was going to make a video for you on Tuesday, and today is Tuesday. So here is your video. This is a video to give you a little bit of information and some helpful tips about how the class works and how to best use D2L. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the video introduction assignment because some of you have some reservations about that. I am recording this video in section W2, but if you are in section W1, all the information is exactly the same. I have two sections online of 1101, but both are laid out exactly the same. As a side note, when you email me, it's helpful to tell me whether you're in W1 or W2. Okay, let's get started. If you have not taken an online class before, D2L can start by seeming a little bit overwhelming because there's lots of information. I have tried to lay out the class in a way that makes the most sense to me, and I'll tell you a little bit about my thinking in hopes that it will help you understand how it's laid out. To begin, everything you will ever need to do in our class is already in there. There's nothing hidden. Everything is there. Second, you're not going to break anything. You can click on anything, you can open anything that will open, you can look at anything, read anything. I would encourage you to just play around, spend some time clicking on stuff, figuring out how to get from point A to point B, figuring out where the assignments are. The more time you spend in D2L playing around with it, the more confident you will feel. And like I said, you're not going to mess anything up or break anything. All of our announcements are posted here. Obviously, you figured that out already. When I'm done with this video, I will post it here. I try to do announcements at least once a week, sometimes more often, and most of the time I'm giving you either a video or some helpful tips or information about what's going on in the class. The second most important place in the class is the calendar. If you're the kind of person who likes to have stuff printed out, it might be helpful for you to click on calendar. Once it's in list form, like it is here, you have a list of every single assignment and when it is all due, and you can click on print and you can print that out and you can tape it up on your wall next to where you do your work. The third place that is very important, obviously, is the content. What all exactly is in the course? And you can think of this as sort of the day-to-day if you were sitting in a traditional classroom and we had the first lecture and then the second and then the third. This is how this is laid out. And this is in content items, content. And then you have your table of contents here. And I have laid out each module one after another. We'll go through these chronologically from the beginning to the end of the term. So obviously you want to start here in the Start Here module, and then just click and read each individual piece. As you're reading, if you might want to jot down some questions. Keep a notebook handy and jot down questions and then email me those questions. I'm happy to answer that. If ever you see any transposed numbers or dates that don't seem right to you, or something says this in D2L but this in Turnitin, let me know. It's hard to keep track of all of this information, especially for as many students as I have, and it's very helpful when students reach out to me and say, hey, Ms. Lindberg, this doesn't look right, and then I can check it. So that's also helpful. Okay, so I've shown you all of those things, where all of our materials are. So instead of just automatically thinking, what do I have to do next? I would encourage you to go through the modules one at a time. In each of those modules, you'll see what you have to do because I've put the discussions and the assignments and everything that's due in the module, so you can go through them one at a time. Let's see, your grades are also over here. Every time a grade is entered, you'll see it change here. I suggest that you use D2L notifications. If you come up here to your name and you click on notifications, you can set that up to come to a phone number where it will send you reminder texts. So for example, if there's a new announcement, if I post a new announcement, it'll send you a text. Ms. Lindbergh's class has a new announcement, something like that. But it'll also tell you remind you when things are due or if I've changed a grade. So that's a very helpful thing for all of your classes on D2L, not just mine. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Okay, so the way the class works, we have 4 major essays, and each one of those essays has 5 steps. The first step is a discussion post, and that happens here. Up in assessments, discussions, and first one is our video introductions. There's not a paper associated with that, but there is a paper associated with the descriptive discussions. You have to post these before the deadline. I don't accept them late, so you have to do them before the deadline. After you do the discussion post, then you write your essay, and the essay assignments are in the content. So for example, in Writing to Describe, you have the descriptive essay assignment already right there. You can go ahead and read it and be thinking about it before you actually write it. And it will also help you with the discussion post. That assignment is uploaded to Turnitin.com, which is also very self-explanatory. This is our class in Turnitin. These are all of our assignments that are due. And if you haven't signed up yet, how to do it is in the Start Here module. So if you work through one step at a time, you will have already seen using Turnitin is right there. And that's where our class ID and enrollment key are. So we've gone through 2 steps. First you do the discussion, then you write your paper, your essay, and you upload it to Turnitin. The next step is the peer review, and you turn it around pretty fast. So as soon as the assignment closes at 10 p.m. on the due date, at 10:01 the peer review opens, and you have 2 days, I think always 2 days, 2 days to complete the peer review. The system will automatically assign you papers. You have to answer questions. You have to add comments. To get full credit, you have to do both of those things. Then after the peer review closes, the next step in the process is the final essay. So you'll take the feedback that your classmates have given you on your paper. You'll think, this is pretty useful. So-and-so suggested I should change that. That makes sense to me. Someone else said that my comma wasn't quite right there, but I feel like my comma is right, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. You're the author of your paper. You're the owner of the paper. You get to decide that. But you'll make the changes you want to make, and then you'll upload it again to Turnitin.com. That is the copy I will grade. So I won't grade the previous copies. I'll just grade whether or not you do it. This one is the one I actually put in the grade book, so I will give you the most feedback on that final copy. When you have my grade in D2L, and there's a week that happens in there, when excuse me, when you have my grade on D2L, then you know I've graded your paper. You can go into Turnitin.com, you can read your feedback, and that's when you do the reflection assignment. The reflection assignment, I'm going to Writing to Describe here. Reflections on graded essays right here. And this, you can read this. This goes through the assignment, and those are turned in to D2L. So right there, you can go up to assignments. You'll see the same thing. All of your essay reflections. You'll click on that, and you'll upload it to D2L. So the majority of your work will happen for your essays will be turned in to Turnitin. Your discussion posts, your quizzes, and your reflections will all go on D2L. It's important to keep those 2 things separate and understand what goes where and when. All of this information is in the class, and most of it is in the syllabus, which is the most important document in our class. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you ever have a question, check the syllabus first. If you ask me something that is in the syllabus, I am not going to answer right away. I'm going to wait, give you a minute, let you have the opportunity to redeem yourself by saying, oh, maybe I should check the syllabus, and then checking the syllabus. And if you get it, then you can email me back and say, never mind, I figured it out. That's wonderful. I love it when students do that. Or eventually I will respond to you. Keep in mind, I don't use D2L email. I think it is the devil. I don't ever use it. So make sure and email me to my Highlands address from yours, and you can just click right there and get to my Highlands address. Our GHC spam filter is very active, and it will drop Yahoo and other kinds of email addresses, which is why I encourage you to use your Highlands email address. Finally, about the video introduction assignments. I know some of you have expressed some reservations. I've been doing this assignment for about 5 years, and it winds up being one of the most helpful things about the class. Because you will be commenting on each other's papers, you need to have kind of a sense of who else is in this class with you and who these people are. There needs to be a little bit of trust and interaction, because that's what makes a good classroom community. We can't do it face-to-face in the classroom, so we're going to do it online. If you are someone who doesn't have Facebook, doesn't have Twitter, doesn't have Instagram, doesn't have an online social media presence already, and YouTube makes you nervous, here's my suggestion for you. Set up a YouTube account that doesn't have anything to do with your real name. The only way somebody would be able to find you on YouTube is if they already knew you had this assignment and they were looking for this specific assignment. So you can make up any kind of name. You can call yourself the Green Giant, and there would be no way to search for your name through YouTube to find that particular video. So the other thing to keep in mind is that this is college, and you're going to be asked to do a lot of things that are outside of your comfort zone. And I am completely okay with that, because if you are not operating outside of your comfort zone, then chances are you're not learning anything either. So get those videos done. Understand that everybody feels just as nervous as everybody else. I hate doing them too, but I have been told repeatedly that people find them helpful, so I'm going to keep doing them, and maybe one day I'll feel more comfortable. That's it for now. Everybody have a great day, and as always, email me if you have any questions.